all on the same lap, which is phenomenal. And actually, I'm just noticing there is a battle that looks to be ensuing with Thomas Schiat and with Marcus Nofke in 14th and 15th. We can get back to there we go. So this is there was a driver change just recently with this. That's going to explain why the gap is closed up so much. Okay. Sorry, George, just excuse me for just one moment.
Okay. So then, as we watch this battle, it looks like the gap has just increased a little bit. I'm looking at the rfactor monitor now. We've got Sven Runge driving for GTR 4U Team 1, I believe, and Marcus Nofke. I apologise for the pronunciations. We're actually looking at the stream PC, which is not the best qualities to watch, so it's a little bit pixelated, but this is the battle in GT2. Marcus is driving for Virtual Endurance Racing. Just looking at their best laps, it looks like the Virtual Endurance Racing car has actually done a best lap 3 seconds faster than the GTR 4U team, but it looks like Sven did increase the gap at that last update we got with the timings. Gap is at about 9.5 seconds, rfactor monitor's telling me. But Marcus's last lap was 4 seconds, really faster than Sven. So Marcus obviously maybe with some fresher tyres, or I don't know when he last pitted, but yeah, definitely looks like he is the faster one in this battle. I believe, looking at the stream, I'm not sure if we're looking at the 14 or the 15 car. We are looking at a 996 Porsche GT3 RSR. Let me just get my entry list up. So yeah, we are looking at the Virtual Endurance Racing car of Marcus Nofke. Possibly the most difficult time to drive. As I mentioned earlier, track temperature very much nearing its lowest point. Visibility poor. Looks like not sure if he's running with the upgrade of the prototype lights. I remember Standard telling me that he was going to make it an option for people to use the better lights, as some people were complaining of poor visibility. But yeah, it looks like he's doing a good job. The gap should come down. I expect to see it come down at the next sector, so we'll monitor that.
Hey, well, sorry, George. I just I'm here with my wife. It's 90 km/h winds. It's like 30 below Celsius and freezing, so I had to tend to the fire. It's the wife screaming, "Honey, please get here! Please come here now!" Oh, what a beautiful shot that is! Coming around there, but this is a battle for GT2, correct?
Yeah,
but,
it's Marcus Nofke. I was looking at the previous lap times. He was actually 4 seconds a lap faster than Sven.
So definitely closing in then. Definitely. I think so. Now the only thing I'm just when in the rfactor monitor it shows as Thomas Schiat, but Sven is obviously just taken over in that seat, correct? So it's down. The gap's down to 9.3 seconds. We could possibly see an overtake within the shortcomings here.
Yeah, I find if you disconnect and reconnect from rfactor monitor, that will update it, so it should give you the latest list. Because Wilfred van der Brink was leading when we first joined in GT1, and they did a driver swap, and it looks like Guido John Scher, if I probably butchered that pronunciation, apologies. Looks like he's taken over in the lead GT1 car.
Yeah, apologies to anyone. We are obviously this isn't our native tongue, so just apologies to everyone if we do get our your names wrong. It's just first time saying it, so please apologies there. So this is the battle that's probably the closest on track, and I mean this is no ordinary track. This is more like a country drive, wouldn't you say?
It's definitely a challenge. I've been practicing around here exactly the same track and mod, and I put invulnerability on the server so that we can all make it to the third sector to have a look and see what it actually looks like. But,
That's
a real challenge.
Well, I mean, it's this track has so much history. I mean, I know I personally, I know this is probably going to sound bad, as I've been sim racing a long time. I think I've only ever made about 5 corners at this place, and then I've never actually done a lap. So if anyone has any hate mail for me, it's you can get a hold of me through multiple avenues. Okay, but like, I know you've probably been kind of looking into the history and stuff of it, because you're obviously running an event there yourself. You know, how big is this place in the hearts of racers and sim racers alike?
Well, I would probably say that it is the greatest challenge in modern endurance racing. There's no other track like it. Yes, in rfactor we've got Targa Florio now, but that's really not a track that can be used for an event like this. So this is pretty much as tough as it gets. Like I said earlier, it's one of the most unforgivable tracks to race on. If you're doing an hour race, it's difficult enough as it is, but to go 24 hours and keep the car out of the walls and look after the engine and the brakes and everything, it's just a colossal challenge. And fair play to the teams that put in the time and effort and are prepared enough to make it to the end. They should be awarded some sort of medal of honor.
Oh, so sorry to interrupt. We're coming up to a 1.4 second gap. Nofke has closed up on Sven, absolutely like flying now. His last lap is he was 3 seconds a lap faster than Sven. So I'm predicting we should see a move here. And I mean, was there a car just spun around, or did I just catch that?
I'm not sure. There's 3 cars in close proximity. I think that's a GT1 car coming up behind them, maybe to lap them. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely 3 cars. 4 cars very close together.
So now I believe we're going to be on board with
5 cars.
Oh, jeez. all of a sudden, it's...
Yep. So we're riding on board now with Nofke.
I believe it's, Nof... just 1 second, I'll tell you.
Looks like he's flashing through the GT1 car, I believe. And it looks like, I believe that is a...
That looks like a GT1 pulling away for sure.
Maybe a Celine that's just gone through. I don't know if he's lost a bit of time, because it looks like Sven is
he's pulled up.
Yeah.
He's a little further up. You can just barely see the headlights on Sven, just in the distance there, as the GT1 gaps away from Marcus. They're great. I mean, it's such a, when you're riding on board like this, and for anyone who hasn't driven these cars at a track like this, it's a pretty intimidating place to be driving around at night. I mean, let alone the daytime. As you see a flash of the lights up at the front, the GT1 just trying to get Sven to give a little bit of room. There's not much here in this part of the track. I mean, you got walls everywhere. I mean, race-sending walls everywhere. And the funny thing is at a track like this, if you get into the wall in turn 3, how long is it going to take you to get back to the pits?
It's a crazy track, and there's also you have to remember safety issues as well if someone does.
Yes, definitely.
Take on some damage here as well. They have to crawl back for the entire lap, and to anyone that's coming up behind them, and they're coming up at 150, 160 miles an hour, and there's a car crawling along the racing line at 20, 30 miles an hour, it's really have to concentrate and focus. I think good advice for driving around at a time like this is to run with the vehicle tabs on. So if you can see a slow car, you see the tab before you see the car itself. That's a bit of warning for you, to try and help spot any cars going around.
So what's going through the mind of a guy like Marcus right now for racing the GT2 class for virtual endurance racing, chasing down Sven Rung for GTR 4U Team 1? What's going through his head? These guys have been running for 10 hours, little over 10 hours now, and he sees I could be racing for a position here. I could be taking some track position, or when I swap out and pass it on to another driver. I think this is for 5th overall. I think it is. Greco is our GT2 leader. Nemecek is GT1, who is still hoping to catch up to Greco. He's I think his last lap. Greco's actually lapping faster than Nemecek in the GT1. Robin Schaefer was a GT1, I believe.
Yeah, I believe this is fifth. The battle for fifth. But it looks like Sven has increased it now to 2.4. We noticed that when you were away, Sven seemed to take the gap up a bit in the first sector, but then Marcus really closed it in the second and third sectors, managed to get back 10 seconds.
Well, and I mean, when we're talking sectors here, okay, sectors at this track basically are a track in themselves. So it's safe to say that Sven is faster on track 1, Marcus is faster on track 2 and track 3, and they're almost like a what kind of track are they? What's that? The point-to-point tracks from Need for Speed. You know, you're racing from point to point from start of the sector to the end of the sector, and he can see it now. And I think Marcus is fresh on the car, is he not? Just recently.
Maybe I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I see the pits aren't. I don't think the pits are giving me complete rfactor monitor is giving complete accurate information, because it says Marcus has only pitted 3 times, which I don't believe is correct.
No.
Definitely not.
But it's interesting to note here is they're in sector 2, heading through the high speed sections. They've got the right hander here, then the fast left hander, then a dab of brakes to take the next left hander at about 190. I think the fastest guys will be pushing close to 200 kilometers an hour through there. You'd be brave to do that at this time of the night, but it looks like he may have just caught a whiff of a toe.
Oh, you see? Did you just catch that Corvette there, just at the bottom of the screen there? Wow, who was? Oh, that I don't know if I can catch up to who that was, because we're so, it's probably a GT1 coming up to lap, but that was incredible save. Sorry to interrupt there. I was
that's all right. I noticed that I didn't see the GT1 before, but I did see it in the screen. But yeah. But anyway, it looks like Marcus now right on the tail of Sven. I think this will be a matter of time. If I was Sven, I'd probably think this guy is a lot faster than me.
Look at the Corvette again!
He's pushing like mad. We need to find out who's driving that car.
Who is driving that Corvette? I really need to know.
Let me.
Because I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's racing for position. That's going to be. Oh look! Oh there. Oh jeez! Look at them battling. Give a little bit of room. That Corvette, whoever that is, maybe they're battling for position.
I believe it's maybe 5th overall, 5th or 6th. Marcel Penskoffer.
Oh, but now with the battling going on here, let's go back a position. Rene Mayfrath has come out of nowhere, and he's coming to make a pass on Marcus. for Werpo Moto. This is insane. We're racing an 8.5 minute lap. We're 10.5 hours into a race, and there's 3 cars battling for position. Like, unbelievable.
Yep, well, Marcus now has to change his mindset. He was in attack mode before, but he's
defensive.
That Rene has caught him at. We've got
Let
now
me see
BMW,
so where
Porsche,
Moto
BMW.
is going to be. I'm just going to check this. Sorry, so that's a GT2 position. He's the number 2 driver for Werpo Moto. So this is a 3-way battle for 5th position in GT2. Unbelievable. This is fantastic. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. And actually, as this is happening, I've slowly but surely, Patrick Mueller, excuse me, I just sneezed and I had to mute. Look at the battle. Oh my God. Patrick Mueller is taking advantage of this battling going on as they're getting lapped. You've got Corvettes sliding all over the place. 3-way battle here.
I believe that's a GT1 car as well coming up behind. It might be Celine. Let me try and find out for you who that is.
So here we are on board with Rene Mayfarth, Rene Mayfarth for Werpo Moto GT2, closing in on Marcus, who we thought was the up and comer here, chasing down Sven Rung for in the GT2 class for 5th position. I think there's a bit of a flash. I'm not sure why Marcus is flashing, but
I believe that's to allow the virtual racing sports number 2.
There goes a Saline.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's 4th overall, I believe.
And now, if we go back, he's just getting left behind. Must be his wing setup. Maybe which car? He's in the Porsche. So the Porsche over the BMW. Which one would have the better top speed? You think?
I'm not sure, because the BMW is an add-on.
Okay.
to this. It's not a standard car, but I expect it's got a fairly strong engine, but that's the Porsche 996, so that's 10 horsepower down already on the 997.
Okay, so
But it's
that's
still pretty powerful, but yeah, it's all going to be down to the wings and gears.
and look at this. Rennie Mayfarth has actually gone by Sven, like he's just standing still. That's phenomenal. I guess Rennie maybe he's coming back from a pit stop, maybe just the pit cycle's going on, but he is gone, and I expect to see now our battle with Marcus is into the pits.
Yeah.
Marcus is into the pits.
I think
or is that Sven?
Sven's going into the
Okay,
pits, I believe. Yeah.
So GT4U is pitting in from what was 5th position in the GT2 class for possibly.
Or did they just go straight through the pit lane?
Was that a drive-through?
I'm not sure. It looked like they stopped, but he definitely went.
That was definitely a drive-through, and maybe speeding. Maybe it was definitely. It would have to be speeding. I can't